Hello everyone, this is Erik, the Asian movie enthusiast, and this is my review of Party 7, a Japanese comedy from 2000 that stars Tadanobu Asano and Masatoshi Nagase. It was directed by Katsuhito Ishii. 7 characters, introduced at the start of the film, get thrown together into the same hotel. A thief who's stolen a suitcase of money from the mob, his ex-girlfriend, her obsessive boyfriend, the mob soldier sent to retrieve the briefcase, another mobster who's sent to kill them, a master voyeur named Captain Banana, and his new apprentice, the Mr. Yellow, as he's called. Who will end up with the money? And that's your movie. Now, the film opens with Nagase taking a very long pee, and that moment seems completely useless, but is later shown to be rather important. Eventually, we get the opening anime sequence. Yes, there's an animated sequence, just the opening credits, and it's pretty awesome. A very fun and energetic introduction to all of the characters and the actors who play them. Definitely one of the better opening credits scenes I've seen in a Japanese movie, at least in recent memory. Now, given the fact that Katsuhito Ishii directed this, one would correctly assume that his hallmark quirkiness would dominate the proceedings. Remember, this is the same man who co-directed Funky Forest, The First Contact, and solo-directed Shark Skin Man and Peach Hip Girl. Party 7 is more in line with Shark Skin Man and Peach Hip Girl, if only because it relies so much on dialogue. And similar to that movie, the entirety of this film consists of conversations between characters, mostly within this hotel, who tend to get on each other's nerves, but the premise somehow maintains interest. Now, to give you an idea of what to expect, there's a scene very early on where 2 of the hotel workers kind of argue with each other over how many times the word really should be used consecutively next to itself in a sentence. And then they argue over whether or not one of them should travel to a specific location where feces magically falls from the sky, apparently. And all of the employees at this hotel are real weirdos, but amusingly so. There's a scene where Nagase has a very odd list of specific requests that he wants when searching for this hotel. It's told in flashback. And the travel agent that he's talking to gets some pretty funny moments later on in the film, and you'll see there's a bit of a pattern that emerges in the film that's quite amusing. And then when this guy gets to the hotel, he talks to his ex-girlfriend who finds him because he owes her money, and he just constantly criticizes her current fiance, because he kind of wants to get back with her. There's a peeping Tom aspect that's played for laughs. Actually quite funny, and not nearly as offensive as you might think. Japanese filmmakers are very good. They do a great job of making perverted things seem to be not so creepy, and dare I say, wholesome in some aspects. So, this is typical for the Japanese film industry here. There's a great gag about a golden camera later on to look out for, and basically this film is set up where you have various characters who are separated into groups within the hotel in different rooms, and they have their discussions. And you have Tadanobu Asano, who leads the Peeping Tom group, perfect casting on that one. And Masatoshi Nagase, who's leading the other group conversation with the runaways and the gangsters. And these groups eventually may or may not interact later on. It all works quite well, actually. The story in this film is actually better than you might think, and it uses flashbacks very effectively, both to add context to things that are happening in present day, and also to add more comedy. Performances are very lively. Having Asano and Nagase really elevates things. They're great actors. And this really does make a very nice double feature with Shark Skin Man and Peach Hip Girl, assuming you enjoy this kind of thing. I would say that I definitely recommend it, especially if you're into quirky, dialogue-heavy Japanese comedies. And it is included in the Third Window Films Katsuhito Ishii Blu-ray box set, so you could check it out there. And as always, folks, I'll see you next time.